Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Mia who loved to cook. She spent hours in the kitchen experimenting with different recipes and ingredients, and she had a passion for using fresh produce and herbs in her cooking. One day, Mia decided to host a dinner party for her friends. She spent the whole day preparing for the event, carefully selecting the menu and going to the market to purchase the freshest ingredients. When her guests arrived, they were greeted by the delicious aroma of Mia's cooking. They all sat down at the beautifully set table and eagerly awaited their first course. Mia started off the meal with a classic French onion soup. She began by sautéing onions in a large stockpot over low heat. She added some garlic and a pinch of thyme, then poured in some homemade beef broth. As the soup simmered, the kitchen filled with the rich, savory aroma of the broth and onions. Next, Mia moved on to the main course, a roasted chicken with lemon and rosemary. She seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper, then stuffed it with fresh rosemary and lemon slices. She roasted the chicken in the oven until it was golden brown and crispy, basting it with butter and lemon juice to keep it moist. While the chicken was roasting, Mia whipped up a side of creamy mashed potatoes. She boiled some potatoes until they were soft, then mashed them with butter, milk, and a pinch of salt. She added some chopped chives for flavor and color, and the result was a velvety, decadent side dish that perfectly complemented the roasted chicken. For dessert, Mia served a classic apple pie. She started by making the crust from scratch, combining flour, butter, and ice water to create a flaky, buttery dough. She then filled the pie with thinly sliced apples that had been tossed with cinnamon and sugar. As the pie baked in the oven, the kitchen filled with the warm, comforting scent of apple and cinnamon. Throughout the meal, Mia's guests oohed and awed over her culinary creations. They marveled at her deft knife skills as she chopped vegetables and herbs, and they admired the precision with which she measured out ingredients. Mia smiled as she worked, enjoying the satisfaction that came from cooking a delicious meal for the people she loved. As the evening wore on and the meal came to a close, Mia's guests thanked her for the wonderful food and warm hospitality. Mia grinned from ear to ear, thrilled to have shared her passion for cooking with her friends. As she cleaned up the kitchen, Mia couldn't help but feel a sense of contentment. The kitchen was her happy place, where she could experiment with flavors and techniques to create delicious, comforting food. She knew that she would continue to spend countless hours in this space, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of the kitchen. The clink of utensils, the sizzle of food in the pan, and the warm, comforting aroma of freshly baked goods. For Mia, the kitchen was more than just a room in her house, it was a place of creativity, community, and joy. And she knew that as long as she had her pots and pans, her ingredients and recipes, and her passion for cooking, she would always feel right at home in the kitchen.